Difficulty sliders are part of 90% of modern action games, but what exactly do they change? Yeah, obviously the fucking difficulty, but what actually affects the difficulty? According to most games, it is limited to the amount of damage an enemy can sustain and the enemy damage output. Occasionally, developers will also include increased energy aggression or a higher number of enemies in general, but in my opinion, yeah, I love your music, man. That's great. It's great that you're sharing it with everyone. What a cunt. But in my opinion, there's so much more that directly impacts difficulty. I keep talking about what affects difficulty, but I haven't really defined what it is. According to Oxford's dictionary, it is, quote, a problem, a thing or situation that causes problems, end quote. Now we know that this kind of makes sense, but maybe it doesn't feel the most appropriate to this specific context. But if we look up the definition to the word difficult rather than difficulty, we get a much more applicable definition, which is the following. Quote, not easy, needing effort or skill to do or understand, end quote. I believe this is more accurate, because in my eyes, a difficulty slider minimizes or increases the effort or skill needed to progress in a game. So now that we know what difficulty is, let's get to what we came here for. We obviously know that combat in most games is what you'll be doing for the most part. And I can't fucking stress it enough. A dodge mechanic has so many fucking dimensions to it that will absolutely impact the difficulty at the end of the day. For example, the length of invincibility frames, the distance traveled when performing a dodge, and how many dodges can be performed in a row. All of these can make a game more forgiving or incredibly challenging. They can allow a player to dodge infinitely and with little to no consequence for bad timing, or they can absolutely demolish a player for not choosing proper timing or for dodging in the wrong direction. And that was only when it comes to the oh my God. I can't get this line, it's like the third time. And this is only when it comes to the dodging mechanics specifically. I haven't even mentioned how enemy attack patterns and attack telegraphing can make the experience more frustrating for the player, or more amusing for you sick fucks out there. Also, one little thing that a lot of people don't really pay attention to is blocking. And that sounds controversial, but give me a second, okay? In a lot of games, this is kind of your get out of jail free card. Block 3 attacks, slash, block 3 attacks, and that's just this is how you beat the boss. It's fine. I'm no judgment here. But of course, if you have a mechanic that removes the ability to take damage, there must be some consequence to using it. And most games let you take a limited amount of hits, and if you take more hits than the game will allow you to, you will be stuck in a specific animation for a specific amount of frames, which will leave you open to enemy attacks. How long you're stuck in this animation for obviously affects difficulty, and you didn't need me to tell you that. You didn't need me to tell you any of these, because even if it's subconsciously, you're aware of these little design choices made by game developers. That's what helps you form an opinion based on what, from your perspective, is fair or objectively good game design. And while it is a beautiful thing that different games can cater to anyone, we will never have a game that caters to everyone, because even if a game doesn't include a difficulty slider, the effort or skill needed to progress in a game, it'll vary so immensely from player to player. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, we get it. Every aspect of a game can technically affect gameplay if you're gonna be a fucking micromanager. But what is your point? Well, I said, can you hear the door? It's kind of going crazy. It sounds like a horror movie. Oh my God. Okay, so you might hear a couple of dogs barking, because my asshole neighbor at 9:13 a.m. decided that this is a good time to throw fucking fireworks. Why? No one's gonna see them. It's 9 in the morning. Okay, fuck it. I had to deal with the dogs. You have to deal with the dogs too. It bothers me and bothers you too, I know, but I can't really do much about it. I guess I could wait like an hour for him to shut up. But he is going at it, dude. Jesus. Where the fuck was I? Oh, my point. I don't really have one. I just wanted to make you reflect on how difficult balancing a game can potentially be. I mean, most games nowadays are centered on multiplayer, and I don't even want to touch the mess that comes with that entire fucking ecosystem. Look, games sometimes have little design choices that are so small that they will be barely noticeable to most players. And yet that little mechanic could potentially break the entire immersion for you. But I promise you, if a developer puts something in their game that doesn't implore you to use your fucking money, it is because they believed. Why am I talking like fucking... I sound like that guy, like the guy from the Tell Me Why So. If a developer put something in their game, it's because they believed it would fairly balance the game and make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone. Maybe the next time you can't get into a game, take your time to truly learn to play by the game's rules. It might be frustrating at first, but skill is something that can increase with practice, and effort is something that will be reduced once you're skilled enough. I believe in you. You can get into Monster Hunter. I can't do this. Fuck it. Fuck this video. Fuck this game. And fuck you guys too.